Hey everyone, it's your boy Roz Live. Let's talk about the state of boxing. We're going to briefly discuss the different weights in boxing, weight classes in boxing. We're going to talk about MMA versus boxing. And we're going to ultimately talk about where is the next fight night game and why EA's been so quiet about this. Like, what's going on? All right. First off, the state of boxing. People were saying that boxing is falling off, MMA is taking over, and boxing is just gonna, I don't know, pretty much go away. It's just gonna fall off. Nobody's gonna care about it. MMA is gonna take over, and nobody's gonna watch boxing anymore. It's no longer gonna be a sport. People are saying these things, and that's really impossible when you got fighters making $200 million. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't sound much like the sport of boxing that's hurting. It might be hurting as a whole, but surely people are still making a lot of money off this. And it clearly has some fans, so we don't want to hear that. So what do I think about where boxing is at? I think boxing is still in a great position. I still believe that it's very popular. To me, it's a classy sport. Like, I look at MMA, and MMA just seems more barbaric, and I don't want to diss MMA. I don't want this to seem like a video that I'm just, downplaying MMA fighters, and I'm just downplaying the sport in general. I'm just, giving my view on why I prefer boxing rather than MMA and how I look at MMA. So first off, boxing, like I said, to me, I feel like it's a more classy sport. It's more, I don't want to say skill, because they both need their skill, but it's more structured as far as the rules within the game of boxing, like within the sport itself, not as a whole, as the entire, the way income is disputed and things like that, because there's a lot of corruption. But a lot of people need to understand, a lot of people get this stigma saying that, boxing isn't doing good because there's so much corruption in it, and it's just, that's the reason why people are moving away from it, because you're not doing it. Well, the problem is with boxing is that everybody is their own boss. There's so many different, there's a couple of boxers out there, they have their promoters or whatever, but for the most part, everybody is their own boss, and everybody is looking to get paid. This is America. It's capitalism. It's about getting your money. When you have individual fighters wanting to get paid and wanting to have things set up in their favor, it really makes things tricky. Whereas, a regular sport, not a regular sport, but like just a different sport in general, let's say like for football, basketball, whatever, baseball, where you have it where, there's owners, there's teams, and then there's the players, and the players get paid, through the owners, through the team. Whereas with boxers, it's pretty much a direct thing. When these fighters fight, they get their checks right after the fight, like, that's just how it is. There's really no, and then he pays his, he pays his trainer, he pays his staff, his team, or whatever that, helped him get to where he's at, and that's how it goes, Whereas, a regular sport, the owner, there's one guy who gets the checks, and then he distributes the checks within everyone else, and it's not like that in boxing. And that's where I feel, well, that's the reason why boxing is the way it is, and this is why it's very selfish. That's why you see fighters negotiating more, trying to strong arm their way into, setting up the fight in their favor and doing things, and it's just a lot of mess. It's not really the way we wanted. People wanted it to be like, hey, you know what, I want to see Floyd fight Manny Pacquiao right now, this moment. This is what we want to see. We don't want to wait anymore. Let's just see the fight. And it doesn't work that way, guys. It's a business. Floyd Mayweather just can't fight Manny Pacquiao 5 years ago, because if he did that, no one will watch his next fights. You have to set it up. You got to maximize profits, and that's what his moves, this is why he does what he does. Just like now, he has one more fight left, and people are complaining, saying, oh man, the fight is not even that good. Like, who cares? I don't want to see that fight. I want to see something else. I want to see, I want to see him fight Canelo, not Canelo, but Cotto again. It's just, and it's like, guys, it doesn't work that way. I'm sure he's gonna do a 50 fight. I'm pretty confident that he's gonna try to, go to 50 to break their, the all-time record of most wins undefeated. I'm pretty sure that's what he's gonna do. It's just that his next fight is it's just his decision. He's gonna do what he does. You know, nobody said anything like that when Manny Pacquiao lost to Marquez. You know, got knocked out, and then he fought like just a nobody after that. You know, that's just how it is. You gotta set yourself up. You gotta maximize profits. Once again, that's what this is about. So, like, don't get mad at the boxers. Like, they're just trying to get their money. Okay, so boxing, it's not going anywhere, people. It's gonna be here. The middleweight is looking really good. You know, there's lots of fighters in the middleweight division that's gonna be the future once Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather retire. You know, they're at the end of their careers. You know, we got Amar Khan. You know, he's still fairly young. We got this one guy. He's not really that young, but who I really want to see is Gennady Golovkin, the Russian guy. I want to see him. I would love to see him fight Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao might be able to redeem himself from that loss he took with Floyd Mayweather if he fought somebody like that and won. You know, I think that would be really great. A lot of people saying, "Oh, he should fight Floyd," and it's like, nah, it doesn't work that way. You know, if just Floyd just gonna beat out all the top fighters and then that's just it, we just gonna, you know, say, oh, Floyd's the best. We want to have an equal. We want to have something to get people to talk about. You know, it's about matchups. You know, I feel like that would be a great matchup watching him, Golovkin versus a Pacquiao. To me, that makes more sense than just Floyd fighting him right now. And it's just like, okay, you know, and then what? Then he beats him, and then what? Manny Pacquiao fights his leftovers as always. Like, come on, guys. What else? So, yeah. We got Adrian Broner. You know, I mean, he took an L, but he's still fairly young. Like, these guys can, you know, not everybody's gonna be undefeated, guys. Everybody's not gonna be undefeated like Floyd Mayweather. It's not happening. Not even Manny Pacquiao is undefeated. So, you know, don't like say, oh, you know what, it's over for these guys or their career is over. It's just not over for these guys. These guys got a bright future ahead of their head if they just, you know, do a less talking and more boxing. Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. I mean, we got guys out here. We got, come on, Canelo Alvarez. I mean, he's very young, big fighter, strong guy. He only has one loss. I mean, these guys, like, there's a couple of guys in the middleweight division. Now we go into the breadwinner. This is where the real popularity of the sport really dictates the sport in general. Is the heavyweight division. You know, the heavyweight division is what everybody wants to see. It's what we as Americans love. We love the heavyweight. It's just something about the heavyweight division. It's about watching bigger guys, you know, brawl it out. It's just a different experience. And quite frankly, it's not really looking too good as far as the heavyweight division. I mean, we only got like a handful of guys. We all thought Brandon Jennings was going to be really good. He ended up losing against Klitschko. And I mean, I knew that was going to happen. He's inexperienced. You know, he really doesn't have that many fights under his belt. The guy, the savior of boxing right now, everybody's saying Deontay Wilder. They're like, oh man, we want this guy to, you know, to fight Klitschko and win. I mean, he's a nice fighter. He's really great, but I feel like I need to see him more. I want to see him, you know, go the distance more, you know, because that's what he's gonna have to do against somebody like Klitschko. He needs to go the distance. He has to. And I just want to see him do that more, because a lot of his fights, he's just knocking out guys. You know, he's a knockout guy, and that's what the people love. But you're just not gonna knock out Klitschko and expect that to be it. So like, it doesn't work that way. You're gonna have to learn to. You got to condition yourself, and you're gonna have to learn to go that distance. So that's how I look at, you know, the heavyweight division. How I look at Deontay and what I feel about him, and what I also think with the overall sport of boxing, it really needs something to. We need to be able to watch these fighters grow. You know, we need to see them in their amateur. You know, then we want to see them grow, and we want to see them fight in the Olympics more. You know, we want to see these guys train. You know how we have training camps started for football. We want to see these guys. We want to make it more personal. Let's get involved with these guys. Let's watch these guys grow. This is how you get people to, like, fans to really, you know, enjoy the sport and get into it more, is when you get more personal and up close with the fighters, instead of just seeing, okay, you see a couple of HBO specials of Floyd Mayweather, then you fight. Like, everybody doesn't do that. Not every fighter has that type of stuff or capable of bringing in that type of audience. Like you gotta, that's what we need for boxing. Now, the ultimate thing that what I wanted to talk about is where's the next Fight Night game? Like, excuse me, like where is it? Like EA said that they want to focus on MMA right now, and I understand that, that's where the money's at. Everybody's watching MMA, everybody's hyped up about that. But however, that game really wasn't that good. Like a lot of people said the game was trash. It looked trash to me too. The graphics look good, but it's just wasn't a great game. Me personally, I'm just not into MMA whatsoever. I don't really care for it. I don't like the idea of guys laying on the ground kicking, and there's guys who can punch or just straight up box. Like it just doesn't go well with me. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah. So that's what I want to see. I need to see another Fight Night game. I mean, EA needs to hurry up and just get this out. I mean, give the people what we want. We want to see it. There's a lot of things that's been happening. Like I said, the middleweight division is pretty much flooded with a lot of talent. I mean, they can pretty much market it from that aspect if they need to. It's just I don't understand why it's taking so long. Like I said, I understand MMA is the popular thing. It's its thing right now. Everybody's flocking to it, but I feel like boxing fans are really boxing fans. They're not just gimmicky people who just want to play a video game. Like we're really fans of this. Like this is what we do. We love boxing, and I felt like Fight Night Champion was a very, very, very solid game. To me, I think it was probably the best sport games I've ever played in my life. Like really, way better than Madden, way better than 2K. It was just a great sport. It really felt, and the story mode was awesome. It really felt like you was in it. Like it felt like a movie. Just a really great game. And I don't know, I would really hate for them to just end it there and just say, hey, we're not going to do this anymore, because the last Fight Night Champion came out in 2011. It's 2015 now. It's more than enough time for them to get something out. I'm really hoping they do, because we need it. I'm a huge fan, and I would love to play another Fight Night game, and I would definitely support it. I mean, it sucks right now, as you can see. Like I can't even show you guys gameplay for the game because there isn't a boxing game out for current gen consoles. There's only last gen, and I don't have my last gen console anymore. So it really, it's overdue. We need it. Give the people what they want. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on my next video. If you're new around here, like, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.